Welcome to our Baltic Sea vacation. First, we stopped in Copenhagen, Denmark. Stayed in the Imperial Hotel right next to the train station. Then we took the train station north out of Copenhagen to a fabulous park called Bakken. It is the oldest amusement park in the world. It's over 400 years old. Alright, at the end of the train, you end up at a forest. Here's my wife. And there's carriages with riders that offer you a ride, but you can pass on and just walk through. It's not very far. Then you come to Bakken. No gates, no fee. You walk in for free. All the rides are very reasonable price. Not like Tivoli, it's much more expensive and crowded with people and tourists. This was mostly all local people. There were no lines to the rides. I really got the feeling of Denmark here, and I really enjoyed my decision going here. Alright, great day at Bakken. Now we headed over to Tivoli. You'll see me in the front. Now Tivoli's more advertised, more commercial, more crowded, more tourists. And next you're going to see me and my dove with Hans Christian Andersen. In a minute you'll see me climbed up right next to him. There's a battleship we saw in the harbor, and then you'll notice thousands of bicycles. The Dutch in Copenhagen love their bicycles. They're everywhere. Almost everyone that's able to can ride, and these people like to smoke. And also you'll notice most are all very thin. You don't see any fatties there. So everyone's very thin, likes to smoke and ride bicycles. Next photo, you'll see me next to the Little Mermaid, made famous by the Danny Kaye film, Hans Christian Andersen. And then we entered the ship. It was very easy and enjoyable getting on the ship. On our way to Germany. I got the ship, I noticed a dirty old man looking at these two nude people, and my dove went over and was hanging out with them. And then I noticed my dove climbed into a pipe. That silly dove. I'll have to keep track of him next vacation. Then we next came to the train station off the ship, and then we walked across this bridge and came to this beautiful city. And there, behold, there was our relatives from Germany, Lisa and Polly, who gave us a ride around and showed us all everywhere. On our next scene, we went to the nicest northern Germany hotel, and then after Lisa took us there, she took us nearby the ship, and we were back on the ship heading to Estonia. This is Old Town Tallinn in Estonia. After raising some hell, riding a dove, I made my way back to the ship with Diane, of course, and made our way to St. Petersburg, Russia. Here I am holding my dove outside the Spilled Blood Church in St. Petersburg, Russia. Then I went inside, took a few photos. Now, some of the officials were very curious about what the dove was. I simply explained the spiritual meaning of the dove, and they were very cool. They were very cool to my wife and me and treated us with the utmost respect. I loved St. Petersburg, Russia, and everyone there was extremely nice. Here's Diana in front of the Church of the Spilled Blood, and next you'll see a ship. And this ship is the most expensive gem in St. Petersburg, Russia, and then Diane and I had our picture taken in front of it. Here's a picture of me high up in the statue I climbed up on. Next photo coming is the Hermitage Museum. Wow, it was quite a museum. They said if you took a minute on every exhibit there, it'd take you over 7 years to see all the exhibits. There's electric light rail train. This next photo is Putin's palace. Wow, what a place. In this next scene after this, you'll see Peterhof's palace. Wow, what a place. And then I got some exclusive filming inside. It's against the law to film inside, but I got special permission from the Kremlin to do a little bit of filming inside. It's a little rough, but it came out pretty neat, and it's very, very rare to see inside of there. On the outside of the palace, anyone can film, but inside, you're not allowed to film. And here's some filming that you'll only see on my film. These palaces in St. Petersburg, Russia just blew my mind. It made Las Vegas look like a Girl Scout camp. I mean, the Russian St. Petersburg is just no words to describe it unless you see it. It's a whole different level. And if you ever get a chance, it's a place to see in the world to go. It was just unbelievable. All these palaces, they were just jaw-dropping, beautiful. The architecture is a whole different level of quality that you see only this place in the world. I've never seen anything like it in my travels. Alright, after the palace, they had a dock up there, and we took a hydroplane ship right back to the center of St. Petersburg. And it was a blast. Then we went to Peter and Paul's Cathedral Fortress, and it was another place. It's just, you need to see. If you ever have a chance to come to St. Petersburg, Russia, go. It's a place to come if you like to travel. Alright, after leaving Peter and Paul's fortress, we noticed that there's people sunbathing all through the channels. Then I looked across, there was a war museum. I didn't get a chance to go in, but I took a few pictures. As you're leaving, the tour guide will take you by some gift shops, and you can get all kinds of gifts. Decorated dolls, eggs, snuff boxes, and they have these ones that look like Santa, but they're called Father Frost. And there's all kinds of gizmos and gadgets you can buy. Now, I had a little attitude just when I gave to one of those Russian bears. I set him straight. Then as I was heading back to the customs, I saw a Burger King gas station as I headed back onto the ship. As leaving St. Petersburg, Russia's harbor, I saw some old battleships, and then I saw an old cannon battery, and then I watched the sun go down as I approached Helsinki, Finland. When I was there, we rented out some bikes, and that turned out not to be the best idea. After leaving here, we did a little bit on the bikes, and then we had an accident. We got back on the ship and then headed to Stockholm, Sweden. This next photo coming up has been various businesses. It was a restaurant, it's been other things. They were going to rip it down, so I got a photo before they did. If you're around the 70s, you remember the shows with Pippi Longstockings all us kids used to watch. Alright, in this next frame you're going to see me with the white dove next to a Swedish guard. And the next you'll see these cannons and another guard. Well, that guard said halt. I guess I found out later on the third halt they can legally shoot you in Sweden. Alright, after seeing Stockholm, Sweden, it was great. We headed back to the ship and started heading out of Sweden and back to Copenhagen, Denmark, and then later to the airport. Wow, what a vacation. Lots of memories, lots of photos, lots of things to talk about. I'll never forget this. And as the Swedish Viking, or the modern day one, said goodbye to us. Alright, thanks for watching.